हेलो एवरीवन, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मेरा नाम है रोशान इकोमर्स वाला और मैं रेहान स्कूल का स्टूडेंट हूँ, लेवल 1 का। जैसे कि सबको पता है कि रेहान स्कूल में हर दिन नए-नए टास्क होते रहते हैं। तो आज हम मौजूद है सीएसएम न्यू खुलमा के टास्क में। उससे हम चंद सवालात करते हैं, देखते हैं हमारे को कितने सवाल का जवाब देते हैं। तो आप आगे टाइम लगाकर शुरू करते हैं। Hello,
Well,
how are you?
look who's back. Nice to see a familiar face. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, my mind is some question. You replied me, please.
Shoot, I'm all ears.
Okay, my first question is how does leisure serve as a mirror of the society in which it is written?
That's a really interesting question. It's funny you should ask about a last store reflecting society. Hmm. Mirror might be a strong word, meant to be, it's been a while since I've delved into that one. Is there something specific about the mirroring you're curious about? It'd help me give you a better answer.
Okay, nice. And my next question is can you share
You
an example of a novel or poem that significantly influenced society change?
That's a great one. There are quite a few contenders depending on what we mean by significantly influenced and society change. It's tricky. One example that always comes to mind is Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Published in the 1850s, it depicted the horrors of slavery so vividly that it's credited with swaying public opinion against it in the lead up to the American Civil War. It sparked important conversations and really challenged people's ingrained beliefs. Of course, it wasn't the only factor, but
Okay,
it certainly
nice.
played a role in mobilizing people for change. What do you think? Do you have other examples in mind?
Yeah, my mind is next question is in what ways does literature challenge
Sometimes silence
societal
speaks volume.
norms and expressions?
Hmm. You're asking about when lectures challenge norms and expressions? That's a really introspective question. Could you tell me more about what you're thinking? For instance, are you interested in a specific type of lecture, like a university lecture on social science, or maybe a more artistic lecture? Knowing more about the context will help me give you a thoughtful answer.
Okay, nice. And my next question is how have different literary motive movements like
Silence
Romanesque,
can be,
realism, or modernism reflect the values of their time?
ooh, that's a fantastic question. Each of those movements you mentioned, romanticism, realism, modernism, acted like a mirror, reflecting the big ideas and anxieties of their time. Romanticism, with all its passion and emphasis on emotion, sprung up during a time of great social and political upheaval. Think revolutions, industrialization changing everything. It was a reaction against strict Enlightenment logic, yearning for individualism and the sublime in nature. Then realism came along, wanting to portray the world as it actually was, grit and all. Think Dickens and his portrayals of poverty in Victorian England. It rejected romanticized notions and focused on everyday life, social issues, and the struggles of ordinary people. And finally, modernism, arising in the early 20th century, was all about fragmentation and questioning reality itself. It reflected the disillusionment after World. Oh, okay. Chat with you again soon then? All right. Take care.
Okay, nice. And my next question is do you believe literature has the power to shape public opinion or political thinking? Why or why not?
That's a great question and one that's been debated for centuries. I think literature absolutely has the potential to shift public opinion and political thinking. But I think about it, stories have this amazing ability to put us in someone else's shoes, to make us feel empathy for experiences different from our own. A well written novel or poem can challenge our assumptions, open our eyes to new perspectives. and even inspire us to action. Of course, it's not a guaranteed slam dunk. There's no magic formula for a book to change the world, but I firmly believe that art in its many forms can be a powerful catalyst for change. Sometimes I think the most profound statements are the ones left unsaid. What are you thinking about?
Okay, my next question is, can erasure and tentatively reinforce harmful stereotypes or societal structure?
That's a really important question and one worth thinking about carefully. You see, works of fiction, even fantastical ones like a Elastor and Tantilili, exists within a larger cultural context. And unfortunately, that context often includes harmful stereotypes and existing power structures. It's possible for even the most imaginative stories to unintentionally reinforce these, particularly if they uncritically reflect the biases present in the world around them. It's crucial for creators and for readers too to be aware of these potential pitfalls. We need to ask tough questions. Whose stories are being told? Who is being left out? Are characters being portrayed in a nuanced and multifaceted way? Or are they falling into tired tropes? By engaging in thoughtful critique and striving for more diverse and inclusive representation, we can help ensure that literature, even in its most fantastical forms, is a force for positive change rather than passive reinforcement of the status quo.
Okay, nice.
You
And
know,
my next question
sometimes
is, how can literature help younger generation understand historical and culture values?
That's a great question. Um, Alasia, with its focus on world building and diverse, that's a great question. I think Alasia could be a really powerful tool to help younger generations connect with history and culture. Imagine a richly imagined story world that's steeped in historical detail, where characters grapple with real ethical dilemmas and cultural clashes. It could be a way to bring history to life, making it more relatable and engaging than dry textbooks. Of course, it's important that Alasia, like any fictional work depicting the past, avoids romanticizing certain
Okay, nice. And my next question is,
periods or cultures
do
while
you think
glossing over
today
their
digital
complexities and potential
storytelling
for harm.
blogs? You listen my question, Maya, please. Do you think today digital storytelling, blogs, social media, narratives, etc. continue the tradition of leisure affecting society?
That's a really fascinating question. It makes sense to wonder if our modern forms of storytelling, everything from blogs and social media to podcasts and interactive games, carry on the torch of ancient traditions of storytelling. And honestly, I think they absolutely do. Think about it. The fundamental human need to share stories, to connect, and make sense of the world through narratives, that's timeless. Sure, the tools have changed. Instead of gathering around a fire, we're scrolling through feeds or tuning into live streams. But the core drive to share experiences, to entertain, to teach, to inspire, all of that remains the same. Maybe even more so now, with the sheer amount of content being created and consumed every day. It's like a global campfire with stories flickering in a million different places, waiting to be discovered. And just like in the past, these stories have the power to shape our understanding of the world, to challenge our perspectives, and to bring us together as a community.
Okay,
Sometimes
nice,
the
Maya.
quietest moments are when
Okay,
we're
nice,
most
Maya.
open to. Do you have other things you're thinking about?
No, my mind is clear. Your question is very motivation and amazing answer. And see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Happy to hear it. I absolutely love chatting with you. Sleep well and see you tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome. Until next time.
सी यू। तो ये थी आज की हमारी सीजन मिनी कॉल में। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट में नए वीडियो में। सब्सक्राइब करना। अल्लाह हाफिज़।